And we're live. God's Create Radio episode 20. I get a phone call.
Of course. Felt like Pink City when I just did that.
We'll be at
episode 20. How's everyone feeling out there? Agent energy today.
RonnieCreates. I'm feeling good. Inside. Maybe not outside. You probably can hear it. Make tacos great again.
I know your hat symbolizes everything that's great in America.
America. Go to Burrito Works, A1A Taco Shop. You can find it at Flagler Beach, Palm Coast, St. Augustine.
We need to come out with it's time to come out with a winter tee that says, make everything great again.
For real. Especially tacos.
Yeah. F yeah. Like, it's so surprising now that most restaurants aren't putting that cilantro touch to the taco. You know, it really adds much value to the taco.
I know, they tripping. They at Taco Shop, they got cilantro.
Hey, like, it's a disjustice. Disjustice. It's fuckery. I said it.
Right.
Episode 20.
This episode is brought to you by godscreate.com, the world star for smart people. Check it out. There's really educational and awesome content and videos on there. Stop by the store, top tab, get a Coach shirt, get a God's Create shirt, get a hat, get a charger bracelet, get some sunglasses.
As you see by my demeanor, I must advocate and advertise for our engagements today. So if you know a friend who's out there who's getting married or looking to have a professional photographer at their engagement, you need to check out ourengagement.com, and we're the ones to help you out. Rapid mode today. Let's fire off.
All right. So what's up?
Well, first of all, y'all know that Moleon, Captain Energy, has been playing around again. So I might, instead of DJ Clue, you might have DJ Creating Energy go ahead and drop a bomb on it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just getting the weekend started off right. I got called into the field tonight on some last minute-ish. So that's what we're going to be talking about today on Tactical Solutions, is just staying flexible. You know, you got to stay open because you never know when you might get a call.
Right. That's all right. Stay ready.
Stay ready, man, especially in this fourth quarter. I told y'all last week.
You heard that Currency song? We just staying ready, so we ain't gotta get ready. We just.
There's so many Currency tracks. I can't even keep up. It's like I literally can't keep up.
I feel you, cuz.
I'm still listening to bottle that message in a bottle. What was it?
Bottle.
Yeah. I'm still up on that.
Right.
So I'm still behind on my Currency, but best believe a lot of new music has been coming out. And for the people out there, yes, you, and you over there, Captain Energy's been listening.
What you been listening?
Wait, did you just ask the question of questions there?
No, but like when you say you've been listening, what have you been listening? Not the question of questions.
I've been listening to a whole plethora of ish. A lot of ish came out. I'll tell you two things that I haven't had a chance to listen to. The Yo Gotti project that just came out, and that Big Crit project that just came out. I've been saving that Big Crit one. It's like 22 tracks long. You know, I really want to get into that.
A lot of tracks.
Yeah, but
that's
this is a side note. I like that obviously NBA Youngboy has partnered up with some really, savvy people. Like, I've noticed his graphics are turning up. Like, his name is no longer NBA Youngboy. It's Youngboy Never Broke Again. Like,
yeah,
so he's still capturing that NBA, but it's he's making sure he's not going to get set up for the NBA to try and take him down.
Yeah, the NBA is coming after him.
Yeah, hard body. Especially with the allegations behind his name, and then you're calling yourself NBA Youngboy?
You got a crazy rap sheet? Wait, was he?
Oh, yeah.
Was he the dude that they came and like got from a concert with like SWAT gear?
Yeah, by the feds. Like, here, the feds come and snatch him up out the concert. Respect though, they let him finish the show. See, sometimes, you know, the hip hop police, they be like, nah, F that ish.
That's crazy.
Yeah. They be like, F this person's money, his family. We need to get him before he makes $1 on this show tonight.
Right.
I don't know if you heard that new DJ Snake track that just came out. You know, just some side stuff that I've been listening to.
Dope.
It's definitely left field for DJ Snake. Like, it's very melodic, very smooth.
Oh, yeah. If you guys know anyone,
I have my ears to the streets right now. I'm buzzing.
A little side note: if anyone knows anyone that owns a gas station, clothing store, convenience store, liquor store, holla at your boy in the comments or email.
Oh, facts. I actually know a boy who knows a boy, so I'm gonna make sure I let him know to leave that comment and drop it in there because he be listening to the show.
Dope.
Yeah, if you're out there in the Deltona region, I was just asking myself, yo, this dude K Camp, he falling off. He is falling off.
Why?
If he don't come out with a project soon, I'm gonna have to consider him in that wonder with, like, you know, Cheddar to Connect.
Not Cheddar to Connect.
Yeah, I was like, yo, come on, Camp. I had so much more faith in you. But he too just came out with a project, so we gonna talk about it.
Yo, I don't know if you seen my Twitter today. There's this group called the Hoodies.
Yes.
Did you hear about that?
Not about your Twitter, but I just saw a YouTube video with the Hoodies.
Yeah, I was going in on Twitter about it. Fire, so fire. They're gonna blow up. That kid's 11.
Yo, that's 11.
Did you hear it or you seen it?
I saw the clip.
Oh, so fire.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. I just saw the clip. I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back and watch that. It just seemed interesting. What I ain't gonna lie though, what caught me is that his it was like the dudes on the left, his hairline, it was like really like pushed back. So that's what caught my eye in the clip. Is that
Hello?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
No, you all good. I was saying what caught my eye in that clip is that dude's hairline started like back here, and that's what caught my eye about it.
Yo, they could really rap, bro. Real dope. That was so dope.
11, yeah, making it happen. I was just talking with one of my partners about the ease of technology and the transparency it is moving from like one thing to another. Like, we were using Over to work on graphics, and then we downloaded this new video app, and it was so similar to Over, and those kind of similarities really help the youth progress rapidly.
Facts. No, this kid is way above his age. Like, he's a prodigy. It's crazy. His name is Young Papa. Fire. But his brother is from too. They're from New York.
Of course. Yeah, that's what I could have saw that I could have told that from the clip. I didn't want to be judgmental though. You know, when you just see things, you're like, oh yeah, that's that, you know?
These dudes are straight fire. Come on. So ill. Hold on, let me find some of the rap. You know, we shouldn't get flagged for this.
Oh, shit, you gotta run this type of ish. Go ahead, plug them in.
Oh, I'm trying to find it. It's not on here yet. Blue pill. He posted it.
Testing out some things.
From this side, that's Forrest Whitaker. I'm different. Ain't in no position to try to give it up. This shit about to get real nasty, like chlamydia. He don't fight for me. I don't got 20 fingers. I get different with these. You better type for me. Hoodie season, that was hoodie season. We were chilling in the cut, now my hoodie's in. You heard what you said, yeah, you know my hoodie's eating. Violate the gang and you gon' get that A boogie beat. Let's go, come on.
Said you gonna get that A boogie beat.
Bags, give it up for him.
Sick. The energy is so hot. That's vintage right there. That's vintage swag.
Yeah, that was straight up that reminiscent New York heat right there. Yo, what was that Smoke Dizza that you also told me to check out too while we on that?
It's on audiomac.com.
Audio Max, some exclusives from that Smoke Dizza. It's a must here. I gotta go check it.
I mean, some of the snippets are on his Instagram. That's how I heard about it.
Okay.
Word. I'm just looking through some of these news posts. Bro, do you see all this stuff going on with all these celebrities getting called out for their misconduct?
No, I was gonna ask you, did you see is there another attack happening in New York recently?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yeah, I just was starting to look more into that. I wanted to just give it some time to breathe before I rushed into it. No, I didn't see that. What's happening with celebrities? I didn't even see that.
All this sexual assault and stuff like that. They're all these.
Oh, I feel so that's the new wave, you know?
It's a new wave.
It's the new wave of sexual misconduct. Everything is so sexual. It's no wonder that's at that bubbling point where pretty much you just look at someone and it's like, yo, that's misconduct right there.
Okay. Well, apparently these producers and stuff have been using their powers, I guess, to assault some of these actresses, both men and women.
I feel as though then if we're going to target this market, we need to just go across every market, because that's what happens in the management role to the you trying to get on role, It's a part of the role.
I'm not quite following, but you should just do some more research.
All right.
Where, because definitely
I'm gonna do some more research, but I'm saying though, as being in a management role, right? You hire, put in words for people you're the connection between the talent and the executives. So you have a lot of leverage swaying your way. So at times, and I'm going to just use like a Cosby situation, you being a producer in that management role, say a Jessica comes up to you and says, hey, Bill, I'm really looking to expand my career, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, okay, well, I could probably talk to Bill and Jim. Oh, I really appreciate that. No problem. You should come over for dinner. I love that. And things escalate from there. I'm not saying these new allegations, stumble upon that fashion, but you see how quickly things can turn from, simple business to, a little more than that.
I mean, it definitely goes both ways, but it's I don't know, bro. It's crazy. It's so sensitive because some people can be lying and some people tell the truth. So it's messy.
Yeah, and then when the allegations always come out before more information and more evidence, more facts come out. We just saw what was trying to happen with entertainer Nelly, like with the Nelly allegations. And then we saw what can happen with Kevin Hart, even though the world gave him a pass, but we saw what can happen. Extorted to the highest manner.
Do you think anyone could get extorted, or do you think they could not put themselves in those positions?
I think we're talking about this on the last episode. That's the exact argument that I'm always having. It's committing the dirt, and then that's what puts you in that extortion possibility. And at times it's so hard to say no to the bag or to the ass,
So do you think if he was single, there would be no extortion?
If I was single, there would be no extortion?
No, I'm saying if he was single, they wouldn't be trying to extort him?
Oh, they would definitely try to extort him in other ways. They'd probably try and get his mom, his little cousin. Real ish, guys. I'm going to tell this to y'all because I love y'all. I just was hearing some news when one of my friends' little cousin, she was doing some promiscuous things, slobbing on the knob, and got caught on video. People on video then went to her parents and said, if you don't do this, we're going to do that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so that's an example of right there how...
That's extortion, right?
Yeah.
Like to the T.
To the T. And so now even, you know, the person himself who didn't necessarily do anything as far as dirt, you know, is now in a position to be extorted. So it's no matter people who extort, they're going to find your weakness or what they perceive to be your weakness and try to exploit it.
Yeah, for real. That's messed up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but that's why it's extra important, though, to walk in the light, because you already have things trying to do you harm. Don't make it easier.
Facts. Oh, my God. That's facts. You seen
in the quote book?
Yeah, for real.
Episode 20, we ain't playing around.
This Papa John's thing?
No, what happened with the Johns?
Papa John's blames NFL's leadership. Wait, hold on, sorry. Papa John blames NFL's leadership for lackluster pizza sales.
Yo, I forgot they were even heavily tied in with the NFL as they are. They should be upset.
They're making a big, like, the media, like, you know, like, the people are making a big deal out of it from Papa John's standpoint. And I don't think he was, I honestly don't think it was meant how they're swinging it.
Oh, see, I haven't seen a report of how they're swinging it.
That's how I see it. Like,
but
the
from
NFL,
a business standpoint, they are partnered with Papa John's, you know?
Exactly.
What the NFL does affects their sales.
Exactly. So if the NFL would have just got with the program when Kaepernick was first establishing these feelings and not make it trickle into this whole PR nightmare into 2 seasons where now you have owners saying the inmates can't run the asylum, the jail, and stuff like that, that is the NFL's fault.
Right.
They didn't take care of the situation. So why
I just saw reports that they're trying to sit now with Kaepernick.
Allegedly, but I don't know if that went through. He's suing them for collusion.
For collusion?
Yeah. Because the NFL owners are teaming up to keep him out of the league. That's illegal. To keep him out of the job. Like, so when people plot against you and discriminate because they're colluding against him because he had a right to do what he did. And he's standing up for injustice. It's not even about the flag. It's literally about injustice. Something going on that he sees he doesn't agree with. It is his right as an American. Any American should be okay with American expressing themselves. That's America.
Now, how do you feel about the NFL? It's a private company, right? What is the corporate structure of the NFL?
It might be public. I think it's public. Or it might. I don't know. Let me ask Google.
Okay. Because that right there is a very important to me is how they're broken down. Because most times, and this is happening on a major scale, but if we break it down to a small scale, you have, say, you are a DJ, and say your main place of business starts hating you, and so then they start spreading the word around town that not to hire you.
It's a trade association.
Have a case against the club or the main company that started spreading, telling other companies not to hire you? Or is it because the NFL is one company that this is collusion? See, that's what I don't understand. Like, each NFL team, they have their own owners. They're their own company.
That's what it's saying right here. It's a trade association. So 32 different people own, and they come together. The 32 owners.
Okay, see, I was recently just reading. I've been reading more novels again, and the recent novel had a situation like this, to where there were 12 lords, and they came together to form like what they called Hans.
So listen to this.
But
sorry, I cut you off.
No, you're good. I'm just trying to think of. I don't know if Kaepernick really has a case or not.
He definitely has a case, because now this is explaining more of why it's collusion. Because
can't they deny him employment though?
Not for expressing his rights. It's a civil rights violation. That's what I'm saying. You can't violate people's human rights in the same workplace. Now, if he deserves to be fired, yes. But you can't do that in the American law. You can't do that.
Now this is very important too. The state in which he played ball, because in Florida, it's a right to work state. So in Florida, you can get terminated for any reason at all if the employee deems it necessary.
I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know.
You can't do that.
I'm not a lawyer, but I'm pretty sure you can put something on a federal level. And
it'll be interesting to see. I mean, if he wins this case, it would definitely open the doors for more of these kind of injustices to be held accountable for. So I'm definitely looking forward for that.
And he's got the conversation going, but basically the NFL, they all have owners and they come together, and all of the teams are privately held except for one. The Green Bay Packers are publicly owned and managed by a board of directors by the shareholders.
No, that's very interesting as well.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. The commissioner that's hired is there to run the in-between between the licensing, the merchandise, the NFL name, but the owners are really the ones that pull the strings. So that is why they're...
Did Kaepernick... But see, the thing, and this is what... and I'm just playing devil's advocate out there, fans. What questions me is that didn't Kaepernick's contract run out, though, right? Didn't it expire?
Yes.
He became a free agent, right?
Yes.
You see, that's right there what would make me think he doesn't have a case, because if he was under contract, then I could see him having more of a strong case. If he's a free agent like yourself and no one wants to hire him, you know, he can try and state that the reason they're not wanting to hire him is this, but they have to prove that that's the reason, because they could just say, no, we don't want you. Like, we don't want you. Like, we don't have to hire you. And yeah, we told Jimmy and Bill not to hire you.
No, I agree with that.
Because it'd be like, say you got a lawn service and you experience a bad, experience with that lawn service. So then you go online and you write about your bad experience with that lawn service. So then no one wants to hire your lawn service anymore.
That's collusion in a way.
Yeah, but I feel that's legal though, because like you could write a bad review about a lawn service, and then that could affect him getting jobs.
Word. No, it's definitely an uphill battle.
Yeah, I can't wait to see the outcome of this. Like I said, I'm highly interested in this. If he wins, it's going to be a really big case for these kind of injustices. Salud.
Excuse me. But he definitely is better than others that's playing.
Word. I feel that too. But it's, like if he's and see, that's the thing. And that's why if he doesn't win, I really hope this strikes us that we need to let more, and this is just my theory, and I'm glad we're talking about this today. We need to let more of our NFL contracts expire. That way we can form our own thing and then have more control over it. Like, because to me, Kaepernick right now is no better than a lawn guy, Like, if I don't like my lawn guy, I'm not going to hire him. The demand, unless my lawn guy creates a demand for me to hire him. If him and a bunch of other lawn guys started their own thing and said, hey, you got to go through us if you want lawn service, it would make me rethink, okay, I need to go with him again. But right now, I'm like, you know how many guys I can get to cut my lawn?
That's the thing. It's equatable, but it's not. Because you're talking about a skilled segment of the population that can play football at that level. Anyone.
And I'm talking about a skill of designer lawn, service people.
Nah. Because I get what you're saying, but it still doesn't correlate, because that's like, it's not the same thing, because you're talking about skill positions. Like if you're a painter and then and then all of a sudden, like you can't compare. They're just two different things. Like,
well, you just said a very good comparison.
He has a skill set, and not too many people on the planet can offer a skill set. And there's people that are in front of him, and there's teams literally with needs, with injuries and shit like that right now. You know what I'm saying? And which he can fill the void. So I'm not talking about for the sake of the case. I'm talking about just in general.
Yeah, but me coming from a corporate aspect, I've worked with skilled individuals before who were very skilled, but
But what? They stand up for what?
Sometimes
they stand up for their rights. Standing up
want to go with them.
I feel what you're saying, but standing up for your rights isn't character.
It is, but to me, that's why I said it all depends on the owner, because it's character to you and I if we're the owners, and that's what I'm saying. If they let more of their content expire,
all 32 owners,
they're all in pool together though. That's like saying
boom, collusion. Exactly.
To me though, that's legal, because like that's like saying, if I said something bad about Donald Trump, that would really hurt me if I wanted to do anything else in a political aspect.
Let's take a step further then. Should people be supporting the NFL, which is back to the Papa John shit? Should people, if it's not collusion legally, then it's definitely morally wrong.
Yes.
And then boom, then Papa John says, look, the NFL has lackluster freaking management, right? And then like boom, my sales are down. So that's
why I strongly feel as though that if more players let their contracts expire, they can form their own thing. Like, just think if the top 50 players all became free agents, and then they're like, yo, we're going to do our own thing.
Word. I don't know. It's definitely ethically wrong. And basically, it's basically slavery 2.0.
Because this is how I want to tie this back into the music. Because on the Dame Dash interview on the Breakfast Club, he was trying to inspire this exact same thing within the DJ Envy and Charlemagne, saying, you guys have been in radio for 20 plus years. You've been working at this station for, I don't know how many years. Why don't you separate from the station and form your own thing to where you could own it and then have more control of it and pass it down to your kids? Because right now, Envy, if you wanted your kids to work here, they couldn't. Just like Kaepernick, if you're really good at your skill, but you can't get employment. Like, you might as well go work at, Red Lobster or some, day job. You have a really good skill and you can't work.
Well, he just got a $1 million book deal, so he's good.
Oh yeah, I mean, in that regard, because of the escalation. But I'm saying for the regular day Joe, because what if the everyday Joe's looking at Kaepernick and they want to know, well, what should I do, Kaepernick? Because sometimes I feel injustices at my job. How can I stand up? So this is very important. I'm glad that you and I are talking about it, and the coverage been so vivid on it. And I want him to come out on top on this case. That's where my hopes are.
Where if they were smart, they would just pick him up. And that would be a good chess move on the NFL's part. I mean, not to say that they're giving in, but there's no case if he gets a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And literally, there's teams that need him. Like, there's teams that need him. At least a backup. There's no way that they can say not. They can't say it. The Patriots just traded their backup. What else you got here? Did you hear about this Beyoncé and Donald Glover thing?
Beyoncé and Donald Glover?
Yeah, they're going to be in the live action Lion King.
Beyoncé and Donald Glover?
Yeah.
All right. Well, he didn't get Spider-Man, but he got the live-action Lion King.
He's going to be Simba. That's huge.
Oh, freak yeah.
Would you rather be Spider-Man or Simba?
Ooh, see, that's a good question right there. That is a good question right there. I mean, the thing is, I would have to choose Simba because they've been making Spider-Man look so whack. Like, I don't know if I could, like, stand strong. I know I would fulfill it to the best of my ability, but all the other factors in it. I don't know. Like, Lion King, like, you're that ninja. You're Simba.
I think I would rather be Simba.
I would only want to be Spider-Man. I would only want to be Spider-Man if...
I'd rather be
Simba. What would make me want to be Spider-Man? And I'm an action guy, though. Like,
but everybody's in
Spider-Man. Spider-Man, you're definitely going to get a sex scene. Like, you're going to get to beat up people. Like, what are you really doing as Simba? Especially as the voiceover.
It's not a voiceover. That's what I'm saying. It's live action.
Oh, right. It's a live action. Okay. No, that does still alter things in a bit, but I don't know.
How many goddamn Spider-Mans have there been, though? You're just another name. You're just another one in the line. There hasn't been many Simbas. There's only been one that was the voice, and then now you're Simba again. And then to a whole new generation of children, you're going to be the Simba.
Now, is this going to be like a major motion picture? Are they going to be doing a traveling thing?
You think they're gonna have Beyonce and it not be major?
Right.
What?
Right. It's
Let me
Queen
get the
B.
cast. The cast is dumb stupid. James Earl Jones, which I think he was in the first one. Oh, they even got that dude Eric Andre, which is.
I wonder who they're gonna let do the music for it. I'm always so interested in that.
It will probably have both Donald Glover and Beyonce in there. It just makes sense, right?
Yeah, or Jay even doing it. You know, he's done a few films and like some 2K games as well.
Yeah, he did. What the hell? I just had the story. I can't find it.
I'm really interested. I'm so hurt because like I'm interested more in some more Donald Glover music, but I feel as though like Donald, for me, you've given me enough. And I thank you. Because I was going back and listening, to Camp, to the Childish Gambino EP, to Royalty. Royalty really is it. Like Royalty to me is everything that everything Captain Energy could want in a mixtape.
Royalty,
If you haven't checked out Childish Gambino Royalty mixtape, that's what you need to listen to over the weekend.
Did I just have this? Word. Lion King. Live action. I wonder how that's gonna look.
That's what I'm curious in, because at first I was going into it with the mindset of voiceover. You're talking about a live action. Yeah, and I've been to a live action Lion King play at the King Center. It was beautiful.
They got Seth Rogen in this, bro. The dude from Key and Peele.
Oh, they worked.
Isn't it? Eric Andre, Seth freaking Rogen. That's big. John Oliver. This is huge.
Yeah, John. It was a major production. It's definitely. Definitely top 5. I want to throw it in top 3 of my Disney movies. I'm trying to run a quick list in my head.
Listen to this. The Lion King, which included this popular song, made $968 million in the box office worldwide.
See, 968 million.
Rounded up is a billy.
A billy. Worldwide.
Damn.
Because sometimes I don't think about that, and when I travel, it always pops up is when you realize these productions being translated in different languages.
Dang, they got Jeremy Piven's name in these allegations too. Freak. All these people I like. That's Ari Gold.
Oh, well, I mean the character itself. You talking about in those misconduct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look at his role. Told you.
That's crazy, son.
Mm-hmm.
Word. Anyway, what else we got going on today? East Coast Tactics. Let's talk about that.
Tactical. Today, y'all, East Coast Tactics. This is today's tactical solution. We're just going to keep it light because we're on a crunch schedule. And we're going to just talking about staying open and staying flexible. Now, this is a message out here that I prepare, especially for entrepreneurs out there. A lot of times, we as entrepreneurs, we're out there on our own. We're carving out new innovations. We're walking in a new path. Sometimes by doing everything on our own time, in our own way, on our own schedule, in our own method, we lose that flexibility, which is so important in the entrepreneur. You have to stay agile and movable and flexible. Like when you cross, if you ever go over a giant bridge, you notice how it's kind of bouncy. It needs to be that way. If you're too stiff, you're going to break. Especially in this fourth quarter season, I need you guys out there to stay flexible with me. Make sure you stay open. You never know when that right opportunity is going to hit your phone. Answer every phone call. Respond to every email. Get back on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google Plus, Snapchat, and let's make this a successful fourth quarter. Captain Energy reminding you to stay flexible.
Nice.
I'm out.
We went through a few news articles today.
Oh yeah, we went in, especially when we were talking about Kaepernick. I mean, that right there, it's on everyone's mind. It's a great American like topic because it's such a great American culture behind it. Like we've all stood behind football countless times. I mean, I'm sure I can't even think of anyone I know who hasn't been to a football game on some level. You know, whether it be like Pee Wee level, high school, middle school, college, NFL. So between this and between the NCAA and what they're doing with college players, I think we're gonna really be moving into that transparent pre-cycle pass era soon.
For real. Let's jump into what have you been listening to?
Yeah. Let's hop into it.
And I'm watching
Got a few things on the roster here. Dang, I wish I had my.
Let me see what I got here.
Up.
This week. Oh yeah, we can talk about that Beach House 3 finally.
Yeah, all right. Beach House 3.
That's Ty Dolla $ign.
All right, Beach House 3. Let's just start with the artwork real quick. It's classical, it's classical. I always want to know at what point, like, is the artwork considered in the project? Are they considering it when they first start? Is it something you're just at the end, you're like, all right, let's find something. All right, this is cool.
I think it depends on the artist.
Okay, from artist to artist there.
It's like, it's a part of it. Sometimes I got the artwork before, sometimes, that's the fun part.
Yeah, I've seen the connection when the artwork leads to great music creation because the inspiration is so powerful.
Right.
He's got a lot of tracks on here that I F with. I didn't know there's going to be so many tracks on the project. But I should have figured it's Beach House 3. He wanted to make sure that he really stood strong. This is that third project in the series, and he didn't disappoint.
I really like it. Well, I don't like it as much as I like Beach House 2.
Okay.
But I like this though. It's long enough.
I want to say I like it more than Beach House 2 because my biggest struggle with Ty Dolla $ign is I don't know if he just smokes too much, but sometimes his vocals are just way south. And I'm like, I know someone around you is hearing that and like, nah.
I think that he got coaching. I just think that
I can tell because this right here, a majority of the tracks are all in a great range. They're all hitting the correct notes. And to me, his style is very similar to like an R. Kelly. And that's really great, especially since R. Kelly's, his legacy is being, what he's done to his legacy is good to hear someone reminding me of that great classical Kelly sound.
I'm glad you caught that. What he's doing to his legacy.
Yeah, what he's doing to his legacy.
My thing about Beach House 2 that I love was the intros, the way the songs blended with the violins and the instrumentation. Like, some of that has this, and apparently, like, Skrillex helped him with it. So I have to listen to it one more time because I only heard it once.
Okay.
But I do miss that with the Beach House 2. I just thought, like, I knew he was he was different when I heard Beach House 2 because of the way the music seemed together through the instrumentation. It was crazy. Real nice. Definitely.
Yeah, I really enjoy and he has a lot of great features on this. Like, we got Lil Wayne on it, The Dream, Tory Lanez, Pharrell, Wiz Khalifa.
Yeah.
YG.
Yeah. And I like how
some of my favorite tracks are going to be.
I was gonna say I like how he be.
Wait, what'd you say?
I like how he be sampling like some old school R&B shit. Like sometimes when he does like the lyrics.
Yes, on episode 21, I'm gonna have a list of some of my favorite ones from the album because that was one thing I really enjoyed about it.
Yeah, he's been doing that for a minute. I'm glad he's sticking with it. I like that kind of stuff.
I love that track with The Dream on it. Love You Better. That was a great chance to hear The Dream and Lil Wayne after not hearing both of them for so long. I was really surprised by the Wayne feature.
Nah, Wayne's out here.
He's out here, but he ain't getting clearance like that. Like, what's before this track? I can't think of the last like Wayne clearance track that I heard.
Nah.
Besides him on like that Nicki stuff.
He's been out. He was on that Chance track. That was a hit. And
besides that pop track, all right. I'm saying on some mixtape stuff. Like Birdman's gonna clear that for the bag, but I'm saying like for the mixtape.
Yeah, nah, he's been coming out. Oh, he's been like doing features and stuff.
All right. Wait, well, it was really good to hear him on that. Oh my gosh, Drop Top in the Rain. The production on that one is fire.
Hey, side note, you heard about T-Pain suing Wayne?
Well, he's suing Young Money
for the Wayne royalties.
Yes. Yeah, I did hear about that. It's important because everyone keeps claiming that no one's gotten paid from the Carter 3. Like, it's the Carter 3.
Right.
I don't have the exact date of when that came out, but we're talking like 2009.
You know what I mean? He still should get that bag. He helped that album a lot.
And then to me, it's so crazy because like I could have seen. To me, the problem would have been with like debating other albums. To me, the Carter 3 was such a classic and did so well on the charts that I can't see how the bag wasn't just, being tossed around to everyone, To me, there was the potential for so many bags on the Carter 3 in that time period when it was coming out, when people were still buying albums.
I don't think he's saying that.
The Carter 3.
I think he did get paid for that. I'm saying that he's owed for that because people still listen to it. That's the thing about music, especially if it's at that level and you have the paperwork right. Like, that goes forever. You should be getting paid forever. Like Marvin Gaye's estate, they still getting money.
I thought the main thing with the T-Pain allegations that he was supposed to get paid if the album did a certain projected number, and then it was supposed to be a payout. I feel as though he hasn't gotten like any of that payout in the Pain situation.
Do you think that he wasn't paid up front?
I feel as though he was paid like a deposit up front and then a promissory note that if the album did X, you would get Y. So if the album did over X, you would get like $750,000 because the album did so well. It's like clauses like that within the contract.
You don't think he just had royalties for writing it? He actually wrote some of this stuff. That's the thing about those clauses.
I feel so possibly on some. I don't know. That's why I want to see more details come out about this. I feel as though in this case, he's trying to state that he did X, Y, and Z, and that he wasn't gonna get royalties. I feel as though he's trying to claim that he wasn't supposed to get royalties on it. That he was supposed to get a lump sum.
Nah, on TMZ saying here that he's owed royalties, which means
from the Carter 3.
Yeah, 500,000. He sold more than 2,000 copies. I mean, T-Pain generally writes his stuff, Well, you would know more than anyone.
Oh, hell yeah.
Word. What else are we going to talk about? What have we been listening to?
Oh, yeah. Let me go back. While we're on this tip, the 112 came out with an album. All my R&B fans out there, you got to go check out this 112 album.
You heard it?
Yeah, like I had to download the whole album. Like over half the tracks are straight flame.
Really?
Yes, I'm like, go ahead, 112.
I have to check it out.
Creating quality music for the grown and sexy. Like, I love it because it has like, I can tell they're working with someone who's who's got their eye to the streets because it's still got that young to it, but you can tell it's that strong, good, love in it. Like go ahead, 112. One more time for 112.
I seen an interview on the Breakfast Club with them, and they got Jagged Edge on this.
Yeah, like 112, they did this album, boy. Go ahead.
If you got 112 and Jagged Edge on the same track, how many mics do you need? That's like 8 people.
Right. I never even thought about that. Yeah, we got both of them coming in today, right? All right, yeah. Go ahead and bring in 12 of them.
Dang. That's crazy.
Yeah, the 112 album's fire. I also got to give respect to the I don't know if this is a full project from Snoop, but Make America Crip Again.
I heard about that. I think I heard the single. It has Too Short.
Yeah,
The
I
video's
heard
funny.
another single. It's called Three's Company. I'm actually gonna get this one. It's a nice record, I think, for the club. It's got Chris Brown and OT Genesis on it.
Okay.
Yeah,
OT.
that one right there was a hot record. So just like your hat, we need to just make everything great again.
Wow, that's old.
Dang. All right. I had some fart tracks on here that I listened to that I was like, yo, give it a thumbs down. I don't know why I don't have my list right here. Some of the thumbs up still is gonna be the K Camp project that I was saying that if he didn't come out with something soon, I was gonna have to put him in the throwaways. But he came out with a project called Slumlord 2, and that has some heat too. I pretty much downloaded like 8 tracks off the project.
I thought you said. Oh, I thought you were saying he was falling off.
He was, and then I was looking on my Apple Music and I saw he just came out with a project recently, and I was like, "You needed this, boy. You needed this ish."
Okay.
This project right here is saving his life. On some real ish, like the project is really saving his life.
That's funny.
He's got some real decent tracks on here. He has some real experimental tracks on here too that I like. Called one, and this is interesting. I don't know if this is the new wave, but he has some tracks on the project. He has 2 that aren't under him, but he's a feature on it, but it's still on his project.
Okay.
He has a track called Space by this dude called Genius, and he's a feature on it, but it's on K Camp's project.
Okay.
I could really see that being a way for people trying to get their music out, but they don't really have, the engine or the platform or the buzz to release like a whole project. Like this guy just got his song out on another dude's project, but it clearly says that it's his song.
K Camp.
Yeah, K Camp. On some alternative ish, Willow came out with a project too called The First. I told y'all Captain Energy been on his ish.
Yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, I didn't know what to feel about it when I started listening to it. It's one of those projects.
I'm looking it up right now.
Where you need to listen to the whole thing because it takes a few songs for her to get you in the mindset, in the world of where the album is taking place in.
Cutie pie.
But once you get in it and you're traveling or you're going somewhere, this is true world music right here. I'm gonna have to give it a small clap because I enjoyed it. I actually downloaded, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 tracks off the project, and the project only had like 13 tracks on it.
Did you hear this? Offset 21.
Oh yeah, Without Warning.
You heard it?
Yeah. I heard it. That's why I need the people in the comments to give more dialogue on it. There's like 4 tracks that I downloaded off of it, but it's like between this and that Super Slimy, to me it's the same ish.
I feel you. Yeah, I have to check it out, but it is the same ish. It's probably the same producers.
Yeah, it's the same ish. I'm sorry guys, y'all might hate me for this. They might clown me in the comments, but I gotta give it because it was just all right. It's lukewarm. It's that fast food music, like academics would say at best. It got some. I ain't gonna lie, it got some tracks on it, but overall, it's lukewarm.
That's what all that is, lukewarm stuff.
Yeah, Jeezy got some new music coming out. I'm excited for that. He got a track with Puff called "Bottles Up." It's all right.
All right.
Yeah, it's all right. On some pop-ish, that Clean Bandit crew, they got a new track called "I Miss You." It's all right too.
Yeah. You said they're pop.
Oh, on some more pop-ish that I don't know if you say it M.O. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but she got a new track out called "When I Was Young." It's fire. I like it.
Yeah, I think they could call her just Mo.
Okay, Mo. I don't know. I think Mo sounds more fire, but I'll give it to you, Mo. I like that track, and then before she had that single Kamikaze, so She's working, trying to find that right steam up.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's new music.
Yeah, that's all I got right here for new music. Besides this K Michelle single that just came out.
I've been digging into crates. I'm rebuilding a Stones Throw playlist on my Spotify. Jay Dilla, Madlib, Quasimodo, Peanut Butter Wolf, Talib Kweli. What else? MF Doom, Yancey Boys, Guilty Simpson, Ninth Wonder,
Oh yeah, you went down into the dungeon and went in that crate.
Murs, yep. I'm trying to rebuild it. It's pretty extensive. It's like 200 tracks so far. No, sorry, it's 192. I think you might be able to follow it. If you follow the God's Create Spotify playlist, you should be able to find it.
All right, God's Create Spotify playlist.
What else? And then I got a new audio.
Spotify I know it may sound like a super rookie, but Spotify got a free version, or they still don't have that?
They always have one.
Okay.
So yeah,
because I ain't paying for more than one streaming right now.
You need to just come over to the dark side.
I know, and that's so crazy because Spotify is literally like the theme is dark and Apple is light, so it literally is like the dark side.
Yeah, I don't think it works as good. Like the interface is way iller on Spotify. What was I gonna say? Jay Liassi got a new track called "Again." That's out. Been listening to that.
Yes, and not to sound cliche, but I have been listening to it again and again and again.
Yep. Check that out, Jay Liassi.
If he's listening to the podcast, I need him to also come out with a clean version.
Jay Liassi.
Yeah, I need him to come out with that clean version, for the kids.
I got a new audiobook I've been listening to. It's called Influence by Robert Cialdini.
Influence, Robert
Cialdini. Yeah. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, I just got a new audiobook too. It's called Eye of the World. It's a fiction novel right now.
What's it about?
It's so reminiscent of like what was that movie? Like The Hobbit and things like that.
Lord of the Rings?
Lord of the Rings. It's in that type of like realm, but like everyone doesn't just have like all these crazy powers and stuff. I mean, there are some people with powers, and if there's like the dark side, but it's like that. It's like Star Wars, and it's like some anime stuff mixed all into one. And I've been really enjoying it right now. They got all these cool names in it that are just like cool to hear, and it's like so crazy to hear them throw these names around all the time. It's they talk about the main power source comes from the one source, they call it, and it's the one source controls the wheel of time, and the wheel of time is always perpetuating, and you can tap into the one source's power and use it, but you don't. It's that's what got me like Star Wars. I like it, and then it's just interesting. It's 33 hours long, so I'm about 5 hours into it right now.
Dope.
Of the world. If you're into fiction novels, go check it out. It's actually available at your local library.
You got it on Audible?
Big enough city. You know how that is go.
How'd you get it?
The local library.
You can get audiobooks from there?
Hell yeah! Oh, this is a great time. Yo, G, go ahead and drop some knowledge on them. Woo! Yes, the local library, guys. If you haven't already checked it out, they have audiobooks available. And a lot of times they have a lot of new ones and a lot of like ones we like to read as well. Self-help. They have fiction. They have nonfiction. They have biographies.
How do they give it to you?
Please go visit your local library, and they have a whole bunch of things you probably didn't expect there. So I got this audiobook from there.
How do you consume it though? A CD or something?
Right now, yeah, they have it's CD.
Okay. What's that?
Yeah, it's real tight. It's real good. And they have at the one here in Flagler County, they have a good number of them. If you go to bigger cities, if you have the luxury of having a friend who lives there and you can get a card in one, they're gonna have a much more extensive collection. Like the one definitely you live in like Orlando, Jacksonville, or even like Cocoa Beach, they have a really big library. Ours is really good too, but check out your library. They got the knowledge.
That's tight. I need to check that out. You know me, I like to own mine. So I can only read about an audiobook a month anyway with all the other stuff I'd be consuming.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. That's the one thing is the ownership. That's why I like when I go and read my off stuff is like my fiction stuff. Because normally, like I'll read that more than once, but it won't be very soon. Like I'll read it again, maybe like a year, maybe a little longer from there. I'll like reread like some fiction novels that I really fell in love with. But for most things like that, when it's just pleasure, I'm gonna start always going to that library.
For sure. All right, well, we're running short on time. Lyric breakdown.
Yeah, and this is what pains me because I really wanted to go in depth more, and we can talk about it. Today's lyric breakdown, I wanted to talk about No Church in the Wild, Watch the Throne, Jay-Z and Kanye West.
Yeah.
I was listening to this track once again, and it just has so much depth in it that I felt it only right to like really take a moment and like talk about it, especially since I ain't gonna lie, guys. If you listen to this point, I'm gonna say it. Watch your ears. I've been going over and breaking down a lot of effery.
Right.
Just a lot of like, drop top, I'm not in it, so I can't even like just come up with it, but I'm sure like the average rapper, like they could come up with the top 5, like just luxurious sayings, like, but we're going to go over some real ish today. Let's just start with verse 1 from Jay. So he starts off with tears on the mausoleum floor, blood stains the Coliseum doors, lies on the lips of a priest, Thanksgiving disguised as a feast, rolling in the Rolls Royce Caniche. Is that how you pronounce that? You would know about this expensive ish.
Yeah, that's how you say it.
All right. So rolling in the Rolls Royce Caniche. Only the doctors got this. I'm hiding from the police. Cocaine seats. All white like I got the whole thing bleached.
Preach.
Drug dealer sheet. I'm wondering if a thug's prayers reach. Is pious cause God loves pious? Socrates asks, whose bias do y'all seek? All for Plato screech. I'm out here
bowling. I know you hear my sneaks.
Right. Jesus was a carpenter. Jesus laid beats. Overflow the Holy Ghost. Get the hell up out your seats.
Preach. So
I just want to go and talk about this first verse because when we're just listening to, especially, it's almost impossible not to sound like old man Joe, but when you listen to the young bullshit of today, like it's just so hard to really remember that there's poetry in the writing. There's a message in the writing sometimes, and that sometimes you really got to listen to a track in order to like really hear what it's talking about because it actually has some substance in it.
Right.
So I love this first verse and some of the correlations between it. I mean, just think, when's another track that from a hip hop artist, a rapper that is throwing in subject matter with Socrates and Plato?
I mean, a lot, but the standards have gone down, I should say, right?
It's gone so they've descended so far down slope that it's hard to think of it just off the subject of your head. I really like this because when we think about Watch the Throne and we think about the relationship that Kanye and Jay have now, this was a great project that they came together, and it was really them. To me, it was them expressing themselves as God forms, but also a way for them to have a good battle amongst each other.
Right.
Like when I take this phrase here, Jesus was a carpenter. Jesus laid beats. overflow the Holy Ghost, get the hell up out your seats. This right here, when you break down, when you open up the Genius, annotations of it, they compare it to that Jesus was just a carpenter before he was imbued with the Holy Ghost and started his campaign, his message. So Jesus was a beat maker before Hove gave him the green light, saying, "Yeah, I adorn." He now has the power. Respect him.
I got the power.
Listen to his cause.
I got the power.
And when we hear things like all what cocaine seats, all white, I got the whole thing bleached. Drug dealer chic. And this right here, someone might try and say, well, gee, you hear that right there? He's talking about drugs. You see, he's talking about how he got the cocaine seats. and while references still have to be made, I ain't gonna argue with that. It's the way that the delivery is made. Like that's in comparison to a glass of wine.
Facts.
Versus just going through your local McDonald's and just getting a Coke from there. So we go further into the hook when Frank Ocean comes in and he says, human beings, what's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? What's a god to a non-believer who doesn't believe in anything? Will he make it out alive? All right. No church in a while.
Right.
When I hear these kind of lyrics here, and because the way it builds itself up, and when you think about it, what's a king to a god, and what's a god to a non-believer? And we said in one of the few episodes prior to this that we really wanted to have an atheist come on the show and debate their point and what they perceive and what they believe in, because I think that's so important. Because when you speak and when we talk with religious leaders, political leaders, everyone wants to big up that their cause is so important and that everyone's cause is just. And how does that reflect with those who don't believe, especially the youth, who don't believe that anyone's praying for them? So I really think about those lines when I hear this kind of thing, and when I think about Kendrick and when he says those lines, and when I think and talk with the youth and how they move. And these youth, they ain't think about going to Sunday school.
They not.
So then we have the dream furthest along with the bridge, and he comes in and says, I live by you, desire. I stand by you, walk through the fire. Your love is my scripture. Let me enter your encryption. Now, in so few words, to me, he's actually saying quite a lot here. I live by you, desire. And when he introduced him, let me into your encryption. I, as you all know, am a recently married man. And even amongst marrying my wife, it's still walls and barriers that we go back and forth on while trying to become one. And so when I hear things like, let me into your encryption, the world has, when you first enter the world, the children are so playful. They're so open. They don't know about the dangers of the world. Through experience, we gain locks and we build barriers and we build defense systems to help protect us from the dangers in the world. So it's so important when I hear this, let me into your encryption, because we all have those walls. And what are we willing to drop those walls for? You know what I'm saying?
That's funny.
So then we have Kanye come on, and coke on her black skin made it striped like a zebra. I call that jungle fever. You will not control the threesome. Just roll the weed up until I get me some. We formed a new religion. No sins as long as there's permission. And deception is the only felony. So never fuck nobody without telling me. Now, I'm going to read the rest of his verse, but I got to stop it right there, because when he came on, I was like, and this is what I'm thinking back when this came on, I was like, oh shit, Kanye, like what kind what kind of Hollywood ish are you on? But when you further digest it more, like it's growing more than just that West Coast Hollywood, non-monogamy, movement feeling, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So when we think of his lyrics and he says, we formed a new religion, no sin as long as there's permission. When I think about those lyrics and I think about America and it being the land of the free and how we're trying to make tacos great again.
Right.
There's so much opposition when it comes to the forming of quote unquote new religions or looking at other religions. And it's so crazy when we think of when you're already in a religion like Christianity or when you're already in a different religion. And when the world itself and its rules, especially this is me talking as a married man. And even before when I was an engaged man, the world is going to try and have you do things because they want you to do it. You need to get married on this time. You need to do this because of this. You need to get her a ring. You guys need to have children as soon as you get married. You can't have children before marriage. All of these rules within this religion, and I can see what could make someone turn from that. So I see why Kanye is trying to empower. We formed a new religion. There's no sins as long as there's permission. Because really, when you enter that kind of union, it's all between you and the other person. You have to come together. And this is me getting into my preaching mode. You have to come together. And you have to ignore all the opposition that's going to try and disrupt your circle with the one you love. You see, when you do form that new religion, just make sure, like Kanye saying, that it's built upon honesty. Yeah.
Right. That's all that matters.
That honesty. Is off saying sunglasses and Advil.
Last night
was mad real. Sun coming up at 5 a.m. I wonder if they got cabs still. Thinking about the girl in all leopard who was rubbing the wood like Kiki Shepard. And I didn't know that line right there had such an influence right there. But Genius caught it, and they said they also have a quote from Outkast, from Big Boy and Outkast, from So Fresh, So Clean. And he said, so follow is Showtime at the Apollo, minus a Kiki Shepard. What about a hoe in a leopard print? Mm. So it's all correlation. I love when I find
you know how much better this is?
When I first thought.
Sorry to interrupt. You see how much better this is? Like the little Pumps Gucci gang.
Right.
Our minds are like moving in a good direction.
I feel it. Like
this is so much more fulfilling.
Yeah, so we had to make sure that we brought the real for episode 20.
For real.
He finishes off with tattoos. 2 tattoos. One read, no apologies. The other said, love is cursed by monogamy. It's something that the pastor don't preach. It's something that a teacher can't teach. When we die, the money we can't keep. But we probably spend it all because the pain ain't cheap. Preach.
Word.
So when he finishes off in his verse here, the only thing that makes me think otherwise is that, but we probably spend it all because the pain ain't cheap. And that's the thing. We're all such hoarders. Like we're so not willing to give. We're so not willing to express and to care. We want to hoard everything. And that's the one thing is that you never know when that day may be your last. So just think if you just sign your $1 million deal, or just think you just got that payout, that $500,000 payout. You don't know if that may be your last day as soon as you get that payout. So it's a reminder that we need to live life and have fun and try and spend and enjoy ourselves and not limit ourselves to just enjoying ourselves on Saturday and Sunday. If we're in that 9 to 5, we need to break free and really live because you don't know when it's going to be your last day. So if you're saving up all your vacation time, you don't know if today might be the last one. So this is just a reminder from Captain Energy to go out there and live. Carpe diem.
Carpe diem. Give a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. That was brilliant. Award-winning.
Word. Thank you guys out there. And this is another episode of Lyric Breakdown.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We got to cut it. There's duty calls. My man's dressed up over there.
You know, I call it Agent Energy today.
I like it. I like it a lot. Quick announcement. If you want to get some bracelets, godscreate.com. They're free plus shipping. Go grab one.
Oh!
And yeah, link in the description. See y'all.
And if you're listening this far in the episode, go ahead and visit us at eastcoasttactics.com for your SEO, web design, and everyday consultation solutions.
That's the graphic. So you see that? Listen, got the tacos.
Hey, Kaepernick. Yo, I really need him to win this case for us all. You guys, we all need to keep fighting, keep tweeting, keep supporting, keep going out, and stay positive.
I won.
Energy out.
Deuces. Make tacos great again.